Hello guys, welcome. Today let's continue our topic motion and time. So in the previous video you have learnt about motion, time, how to measure the motion and how to measure the time. Now let's move forward and let's see how to measure the speed. To measure the speed, let's do an activity. For the activity, we will take a ball and we will mark a line. This will be a starting line and another will be the ending line. We will measure the distance between them and also we will note the distance when the ball comes to rest after crossing this line. So let us see by the activity. So in this activity, let's check the speed of this ball when it crosses that line. And for the activity, we have took a stopwatch here. You can see it is set to the 0. We will start it when it starts to move from this point and reaches to that point, and finally when it reaches to the rest. Let's see. So when it crossed the line, it took 3 seconds and it came to stop at 4 seconds. Now let's measure the distance between these two lines. It is, you can see, it is around 30 centimeter. So the distance between these two lines is 30 centimeter. Now let's measure the distance from this point or this line to the ball where it came to end. You can see it is approximately around 15 centimeter. So let us consider it as 15 centimeter. So from the activity we came to know the distance from this line to this line is 30 centimeter, and after crossing this line the ball came to at rest after crossing 15 centimeter, and the time taken by ball to reach this line is 3 seconds and to reach this line is 4 seconds. So the time taken by the ball to come to rest from here to here total is 4 seconds. So we know that the speed formula is given as total distance travelled upon total time taken. So the total distance, in short distance covered by the ball, we can consider from crossing this line to this line as 30 centimeter, and the total time taken by the ball to cross this line is 3 seconds. So now let's see what will be the speed. That is 30 centimeter upon 3 seconds. That will be equals 3 ones are 3 ones are 3, 3 tens are 30. So we will get 30 centimeter per second. But the speed, usually we know that speed is calculated in terms of meter per second. So let's convert into meter per second. Centimeter, centi means 100. So let's divide 10 divided by 100. We will get centimeter in terms of meter. So 10 divided by 100, that will be equal to 0.1 meter per second. So this is the speed of ball when it crossed the first line from this line to this. Similarly, the time taken by the ball to come at rest, what is the speed? So the time taken is 4 seconds. So the distance total covered is 30 plus 15, that is 45 centimeter. And now let's see what will be the speed. So we know that speed is equal to distance upon time. So the total distance is, here we got it from 30 plus 15 centimeter, that is 45 centimeter, divided by total time taken is 4 seconds. So 4, let's divide this and we will get the result as 11.25 centimeter per second. Again convert the centimeter per second in terms of meter per second. We will get the speed as 0.1125 meter per second. This is the final speed of ball. So the final speed of the ball when it came to rest is 0.1125 meter per second. You can do this activity by taking many values and check whether how the speed of your ball varies when you move it slowly, when you move it faster, and when you move it medium. Now similarly, let's calculate the speed of various objects or various things. First, let's take a rocket. The launching of the satellites, rocket speeds up to 8 km per second, and the tortoise moves the speed of about 8 cm per second. So, the distance from the formula, main formula is speed is equal to distance travelled by total time taken. In short, speed is equal to distance upon time. So from this formula we can derive other two formulas. That is, if you want to calculate the distance, then you can multiply speed with time, you will get the distance. That is our first formula, distance is equal to speed into time. Similarly, if you want to calculate the time taken by an object, then you can cross multiply this, time will come here and speed will come here, that will be equals to time taken is equal to distance upon speed. So here I told rocket can launch up to the speed of 8 km per second, whereas tortoise moves the speed of up to 8 cm per second. You can see the large difference. This is 8 km per second and this is 8 cm per second. So kilo is 10 power 3 and here centi is 10 power 2, 10 power minus 2, that is 100, 1 by 100. So you can see what will be the difference between these two. So let us calculate these both in terms of same, in terms of meter per second. So first, let's see 8 km per hour, 8 km per second, 8 km per second, kilo as I told is 1000, so 8000 meter per second will be the speed of rocket in terms of meter per second. Similarly, if we convert 8 centimeter per second in terms of meter per second, that will be equals to 8 divided by 100, that will be how much? That will be equal to 0.08 meter per second. So you can see the large difference here. This is 8000 meter per second, whereas the tortoise speed is 0.08 meter per second. So there is the large, this is the highest speed of the rocket in terms of meter per second, and this is the speed of tortoise in terms of meter per second. Let's see few more conversions in terms of kilometer per hour to meter per second. So cheetah, we took a cheetah speed as 112 kilometer per hour. So converting kilometer per hour in terms of meter per second. How? So what is the number here? 112. So first write 112, that is 112 into, as I said, kilo means 1000. So multiply with 1000 and hour. So in an hour, how many seconds we have? So 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes, right? And 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. So to get 1 hour in terms of second, we will divide it by 60 into 60. So that 112 into 1000 divided by 60 into 60. Here 10 will get cancelled, another 0 will get cancelled, and we will multiply the remaining term and we will get the speed in terms of meter per second, that is 31.11 meter per second. That is the speed of cheetah. Similarly, let's convert the speed of the human in terms of meter per second. So let us assume the man or the human is running at the speed of 40 km per hour. So 40 converting into kilo, kilometers in terms of meter, we will get kilo means 1000 divided by hour. How much? 1 hour is 60 seconds into, and another 1 minute is 60 seconds, that is 60. So 1010, another 0, another 0, and multiply the remaining terms and divide it, we will get as, that is 11.11 meter per second. Similarly, you can calculate or convert any kilometer per hour in terms of meter per second, or centimeter per minute in terms of meter per second. Do that and learn how to calculate. So you might have seen the circular board in your scooty, vehicle or bike, buses. What is that called? Why it is placed? That is called speedometer. In the dashboard of car, scooty, bikes or buses you might have seen. So what is this used for? This is used to record the speed directly in terms of kilometer per hour. So next time when you ride a bike, scooty, bus or car, note that how much the speed is by using the device called speedometer. Similarly, you can measure the speed by the device speedometer. What about the distance? How can you measure the distance traveled by the vehicle? So for that we use a device called odometer. Odometer measures the distance moved by the vehicle. You can see the odometer in few cars, for it shows the distance moved by the vehicle. Now let's learn about distance time graph. As you can see here, there are various types of graphs. This is called bar graph, this is a pie chart, this is line graph. Let us learn one by one with an examples. In the bar graph, let's take an example of a cricket team in which we will note down in the x-axis the number of overs and in the y-axis the number of runs scored by the team. So let us see and how to read this distance time graph. So first is bar graph. So bar graph here shows the runs scored by a team in each over. So this each block, this represents one over, that is first over, this is the second over, third, fourth, fifth and the sixth. So these are the runs. So from this you can see at the first over the total runs scored by the team is, that is here we are getting is 2. So in the first over the runs scored by the team is 2 runs. Similarly in the second over you can see it is here. So we'll draw a perpendicular line to the y-axis, you can see that is 4. So in the second over the runs scored by the team is 4 runs. Similarly in the third over, fourth over, fifth, sixth, you can get by drawing perpendicular line to that. So you can say from this easily bar graph is represented the runs scored by the team in each over. Similarly, there is a one more representation of graphs in terms of pie chart. So pie chart usually have, that is circle in the shape of pie. In the bar graph we had bars, in the pie chart we have a shape of pie. You can see here the pie chart representing the composition of air. We all know that air consists of oxygen, nitrogen and few other gases. So this shows that in the atmosphere the oxygen amount is more, whereas the amount of nitrogen is more and the oxygen amount is this much, and the other gas constitutes this much of the pie chart. So in this pie chart easily you can vary or easily you can say what is the composition of air. The nitrogen is having higher percentage, whereas oxygen is next and the other gas composition is very little in the air. Similarly, there is also one more type of graph, that is called line graph. In the line graph it is called line graph because usually it is having lines. You can see here the lines are there. So let's take an example of change in weight of a person with age. So let us assume the weight of the person in as he grew. So the years or the age we have kept in x-axis, that in terms of 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 and 16 years. And in the y-axis we kept the weight in terms of kg. So from this chart, how to read this graph? You can see what will be his weight when the person is 10 years. So let us see. So when the person was 10-year old, let's draw a dotted line. So it reached here, and now draw a line this side. So you can see his weight was around 40 kgs when he was at the age of 10. So from this easily you can get what will be his age or what will be his weight when his age is 16, when his age was 4 years, like that. So all these graphs are representing the quantity or the term, and it is easy to get the quantity by representing it in terms of graph. So let's see how to mark in graph sheet. So this is the graph sheet, you can see, and I have already marked the axis. This line is called x axis and this line is called y axis. This is center, that is origin. So here this and this, both this side, there will be 4 quadrants, first, second, third and fourth. This quadrant is always taken as positive. So now for an example, let's draw a graph and see. We will take the time in x-axis and distance in y-axis. Time we will take in terms of minutes and the distance in terms of kilometer, and let's mark. So suppose if a bus, let us take a bus is moving, and after reaching 1 minute it reached to 1 kilometer. So the first point here represent in 1 minute the distance travelled by the bus is 1 kilometer. So that point will be here. Now mark that point. So initially here the bus is at rest, it is not moving because this is 0 minute and 0 kilometer. It shows that the bus is in rest position. So after 2 minutes you noted the time again and saw the distance was 2 kilometer. So the bus travelled 2 kilometers in 2 minutes, that is here. So now let's draw this line from here to here at the center point. So this is the straight line. This shows the distance time graph. First, to draw the graph we need to keep the scale. So in the x-axis we took the scale. This each block is 1 centimeter. So in x-axis 1 centimeter we considered in terms of minutes, right? That is 1 centimeter is equal to 1 minute. And in the y-axis we took his distance, and here each block is 1 centimeter, that is 1 centimeter we took in terms of kilometer, right? So 1 centimeter is equal to 1 kilometer. So the scale is very important for the graph. So if you see the scale, then easily you can plot the graph. So from the graph you can see in x-axis 1 centimeter represents 1 minute, and in y-axis 1 centimeter represents 1 kilometer. Hope you understood how to plot the graph. So finally, from all this chapter we came to know that motion of the objects can be presented in a pictorial form by their distance time graphs. So using the distance time graph, we can easily get the pictorial representation of motion of objects. The distance time graphs for motion of the object moving with a constant speed is a straight line. So in today's part, we learnt about calculating the speed, conversion of speed, and also we have learnt about distance time graph. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, like, share and subscribe Gyan Galaxy for more videos. Thank you.